Been a crazy start to your UFC run, man. It's just it happened so fast. Obviously, your first two fights back to back. So I wonder, now that you've had a couple of months to kind of take a step back, have you kind of soaked it in and reflected on like what a crazy start it was for you?
Yeah, you know, I sat back, took it all in, and it was kind of crazy to go from like the highest high to the lowest low, like back-to-back months. But, you know, I took what I can from my last fight, and you could just keep moving forward. And like I said, you know, I want to stay active, so it's kind of good that they're putting me in, you know, back to back to back. I like it like that, so I'm happy.
I want to talk about that last fight because, you know, I do wonder, I mean, lessons to be learned in every fight, I'm sure, but that was a pretty slick submission too, man. So, I mean, are there lessons you take, or do you just kind of take your hat off to a guy and be like, that was a hell of a move? Yeah,
you know, I don't want to make any excuses for that. I think it was what you said, you know, just a hell of a submission. You know, he caught me, and sometimes that happens, you know, and that's that. But, you know, it was weird fighting at home and being in my front lawn, like the fight day and stuff like that. And maybe I think it might be better for me to come silence crowds, you know, so we're here in Poland for that.
Nice. I was going to ask you about that because, you know, your first fight, legendary, what you did and the way you handled yourself, and now you're back in that same position, fighting a local guy. I mean, was that something you actively sought? I mean, did you say, like, put me back in that role?
No, I didn't even say that, but I think maybe the UFC picks up on stuff like that. They're like, hey, this might be a guy that performs better in, you know, in the away time. So I'm like, all right, you know, I'm down to fight wherever. To me, it's all an experience, so I'm happy to be here, and I can't wait to put on a show.
You did get a few months off in between this one, whereas before it was just a couple of weeks. So what was that like for you? I mean, were there things to heal, or did you get time to improve on some stuff? I mean, what did you focus on these couple of months?
Yeah, it was, you know, my last fight ended quick, and, you know, there was no injuries, nothing bad to the arm. You know, it could have been worse. I could have broke my arm, you know, been out for a while. So I was able to just sit back, take a few days off, recover, and get back to training and, you know, work on the things that I needed to improve on. And now here we are.
Break down Damian. What do you see in the guy? I mean, are you the type of person that goes and watches tape and breaks them all down? I mean, what do you see?
I don't really watch tape myself. My coaches watch some tape. You know, my striking coach Nabi has been there, you know, kind of throwing some stuff at me that he throws. But I watch a few fights. I see some tendencies, and then I just go about my game plan, you know, my training, and I focus on myself because every fight's different. You never know if this guy's going to look at you differently because of your last fight and change up his whole plan. So, but Damian, I respect him. He's a good fighter. He's well-rounded, has submissions in his game, but also seems to be a guy that's willing to stand and get in the exchanges, which is something I look forward to in this fight. You know, going back to the last fight, quick submission, it's devastating not to be able to perform for your fans and for yourself. You know, you put all that hard work in, and then it's just over in minutes, and you're like, what happened? Even when you win, sometimes it's crazy, but you know, I take a lot from that, where I just feel like I rushed in on a shot, takedown, and now I'm going to come in and be a little bit more mean, you know, with my stand-up and get a little bit more aggressive.
And you mentioned being, you know, the guy that might be able to silence a crowd. I couldn't help but notice your social media, you know, you posted the big, quiet, yeah. So I would ask, I mean, so you're embracing that role, because it does put the target right on your back too, right? But you're okay with that?
Yeah, you know, I think it's kind of funny, you know, like my mom actually sent me that little thing, and I was like, this is hilarious, you know, because that's what I did in Brazil. So I figured, why not take it with me when I go away? I'm going to take this shit.
Very nice. That Brazil, I gotta ask. I mean, it sucked that you had to lose your fight afterwards, like you said, but that was such a crazy night. You know, when you think back on that after you had a little time, I mean, do you find yourself going, "Oh gosh, I wish I wouldn't have done that," or do you giggle a little bit? I mean, what do you think?
No, yeah, I definitely think it was a funny thing, you know, but it was an amazing experience. Like, it was cool to see the passionate fans like that in Brazil, and even though they were against me, it was still like, wow, like, this is amazing. I've never heard something this loud in my fighting career. So, you know, I just embraced it. I embraced the role of being the away guy, and you know, it was just fun and games to me, but obviously they took it a little more serious, so I had to deal with that. But no, I mean, I have no regrets.
You think you can be the bad guy moving forward?
Yeah, of course. I have no problem being the bad guy. You know, if I'm the away guy, then I'm the bad guy, so I got to embrace it.
Well, you touched on it, man. It was crazy. A two-fight swing to see the highest of highs, the lowest of lows, the way it played out. So when you play this one out in your head, I mean, do you think something happens quick again in this fight, or do you feel like maybe this is one that you're going to have to buckle in and get ready for a grind?
Yeah, I feel like you said, I think I'm going to have to buckle in and get ready, because this guy's tough. You know, he doesn't seem to go away, but he takes some shots. You know, I've seen him get hit a bunch, but, like, stay in there. You know, it's hard to rock him or hurt him, but, you know, I'm going for the finish no matter what in any of my fights. So I'm going to see, you know, I see a TKO or a KO finish for myself.
And if the crowd claps for you, do you applaud them polite? I mean, do you respect that, or do you still give them the shh anyway?
No, I'll keep it respectful, but I know some Ireland people are coming over that hit me up on Twitter, said they're gonna be behind me. My last name's pretty popular in Ireland, which is cool, so I might have some cheers, but I'm pretty sure I'm gonna hear the boos. They're gonna, be a little bit louder, so.